And let's first get you all the details you need to know of the showdown at the Ghazipur border last evening. Farmers refusing to vacate the stir site on the directions of the Uttar Pradesh government. The showdown escalated when the Bharatiya Kisan Union President Rakesh Tikait broke down and announced a hunger strike. Tikait vowed that he won't end the protest and would prefer to die instead of surrender. He even called for more people to join the stir. His tears, in fact, became the elixir to revive a thinning protest. Soon, hundreds of followers gathered outside his house in UP Sisoli, chanting slogans in his support. His brother, Naresh Tikait, the chief of the BKU, who had earlier agreed to clear out the Ghazipur site, announced a Mahapanchayat in stronghold Muzaffarnagar to decide the future course of action. Heavy police, which was deployed at Ghazipur border yesterday, have been now called back. With the Uttar Pradesh government serving the ultimatum to farmers, farm unions have decided to file a plea against the order. The farmers said that even Supreme Court has upheld their right to a peaceful protest.
मेरे किसान को मारने की कोशिश करी जा रही है, ये साजिश है। किसान को मारने की साजिश बीजेपी के लोग कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर जितने यहाँ पर लोग हैं, उनके मारने की साजिश रची जा रही। बीजेपी के विधायक यहाँ पे हैं, उनके 300 लोग यहाँ पे हैं, लाठी डंडों और गोलियों से मौजूद हैं। यहाँ के पुलिस प्रशासन 2000 पुलिस के लोग यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं। ये अत्याचार है किसान के साथ में, देश के किसान के साथ में गद्दारी है, किसान के साथ में धोखा और आएंगे किसान के साथ में धोखा हो जाए। कानून वापसी हो गए, जिस कौज के लिए आए हैं, यहाँ से आंदोलन जारी रहेगा।
अगर माहौल खराब हो तो केंद्र सरकार और यहाँ से प्रदेश सरकार यही इन्हीं की जिम्मेदारी होगी। बात कि हमारे हाथ में तो बात जागी निकल
जो षड्यंत्र चल रहा था, आगने हम शुद्ध भोले भाले किसान है, हमें फंसाया जा रहा। सुनी तो 2 साल 2 महीने 2.5 हो लिए, अपना हिला छोड़ू पड़े, इसे पता लग जाएगा।
So this comes as a big setback for the farmers stir because protesters are facing a government's crackdown, keeping in mind what happened a few days back, the Republic Day violence and vandalism. The UP administration has issued an order to vacate the protest sites, has given an ultimatum to end the protest. Heavy security arrangements have been made at all Delhi borders after local protesters emerged at Singhu, at Ghazipur border and Haryana's Rewari area, demanding farmers to vacate the protest sites. Trouble is mounting for farm union leaders as after facing heat from government and locals' outburst, the farmer unions witnessed a rift within themselves. 2 more farmer unions have decided to withdraw their support from the ongoing protest, taking the total now to 4 unions calling off their agitation.
This is the line of control at the Singhu border. Delhi police has drawn the restriction line. And in 48 hours, things have changed drastically. Now, people coming from Delhi cannot go on the other side, while farmers who are sitting in protest for kilometers at length, they can't enter this side of Delhi. Barricades and barbed wires have been put with multiple layers of barricading. It's almost impossible to switch to the other side. Importantly, you see that you can't hear anything. There is a unnerving calm that is prevailing on that side. This is that part where you would hear constant bhajans, kirtans and langars would be going on at 24/7. And you can see that the barricading is rock solid with these huge containers put right in the middle of the road by the Delhi police. These are the latest developments that we see here. Earlier these barricades were not there, but new blockades put by Delhi police are not ready to take any chances. And on one side we see that the farmers' population is dwindling at the national highway, but on the other side this is the sea of khaki that you can see right behind me. On duty 24/7, men in khaki uniform ready to follow whatever orders, are keeping a strict vigil to ensure that the law and order is maintained. The big question is whether this is a lull after the storm or a lull before the storm. With video journalist Prem Chand Mishra, this is in Delhi for India Today.
So after the Republic Day violence, it's clear that the tide is completely turning against the farmers. An unprecedented crackdown has started now against the union leaders. Security has been scaled up at all protest sites along the Delhi borders. Here's what happened through yesterday.
With farmers on a weak footing after the Republic Day mayhem that brought shame to the whole nation, the police are going on the front foot. Police presence has heightened at all protest sites along Delhi's borders as crowds started thinning out. High drama erupted in Ghazipur after the Ghaziabad administration directed farmers to vacate the protest site. The police scaled up its presence and closed all access to the protest site, but farmer leaders refused to surrender.
कोई सरेंडर नहीं है। ये धरना यहाँ पर चल रहा है, धरना के बाद दस्तूर जारी रहेगा। यहाँ पे कुछ चीज होगी तो रात को यहाँ से गांव के लोग हम बुलाएंगे, गांव के लोग यहाँ पाएंगे।
Tiket even broke in tears, crying conspiracy against farmer protesters.
ये बिल भी वापसी होंगे, बिल भी वापसी होंगे। अगर बिल वापसी नहीं हुए, अगर कानून वापसी नहीं होंगे तो राकेश टिकैत आत्महत्या करेगा। मेरे किसान को मारने की कोशिश करी जा रही है, ये साजिश है। किसान को मारने की साजिश बीजेपी के लोग कर रहे हैं।
इन्होंने म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग करके समय का पालन नहीं किया, स्थान का पालन नहीं किया। इन्होंने हर वो चीज़ वायलेट की जो इनको नहीं करनी चाहिए थी। तो हमें लगता है कि इनका जो मंतव्य था वो सही दिशा की तरफ मार्गदर्शित नहीं है। रिस्पेक्टफुली जो हमारे किसान भाई हैं उनके साथ जरूर अपने निवास स्थान की तरफ प्रस्थान करना चाहिए।
गाजीपुर बॉर्डर पर माहौल धीरे धीरे बदलता जा रहा है। आप देख सकते हैं एक तरफ तो बैरिकेडिंग करके रास्ता बंद किया गया है जिससे कि दिल्ली के बॉर्डर के भीतर किसान अगर जाते हैं तो जाने न पाए। दूसरी तरफ जो रास्ते आने के लिए हैं वहां आरएफ की टुकड़ी तैनात की गई है। बाकायदा यहां पर ये लोग आंसू गैस के गोले और दूसरे इक्विपमेंट लेकर के तैनात हैं कि अगर कोई उपद्रव करने की कोशिश करता है, जबरन आने की कोशिश करता है तो उसको कैसे रोका जाए। और ये पूरी फोर्स इसी तरीके से हर जुड़ने वाले रास्ते पर लगाई गई है। एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के लोग, पुलिस के लोग पूरी तैनाती के साथ यहाँ मौजूद हैं।
Earlier, cops had served a notice to Rakesh Tiket, asking why no action should be taken against him for the tractor rally violence. Tension prevailed at the Singhu border, the main epicenter of the protests against the farm laws. The spirit of langar, the highlight of protest till last week, was missing on Thursday. The police are there in big numbers, clearing barricades and rehearsing crowd control tactics. The police presence at Singhu border started increasing as some local residents came out demanding eviction of the protesters.
दिल्ली पुलिस से कमिटमेंट करके उसका उल्लंघन किया है, तिरंगे का अपमान किया है, लाल किले पर जाके ये किसान नहीं कर सकता, ये भेड़िए है किसान के रूप में।
The Tikri border, once abuzz with protesting farmers, is virtually taken over by security personnel. Hundreds of rapid action force personnel are deployed at the border.
Heavy police and paramilitary personnel deployment at the Tikri border right now. You can see swarms of policemen everywhere. There are Delhi police personnel, RAF, the CRP and many other security forces are here. This is the water cannon which has also been deployed. This is the area where farmers are agitating. This area has been cordoned off by cement blocks and metal and iron barricades. No outsider is allowed in this area.
A fourth protest site, Chilla border, is now completely open. Protesters there have returned after the Bharatiya Kisan Union Bhanu fraction withdrew. The police have removed protesters from Uttar Pradesh's Bagpat and Haryana's Rewari as well. Bureau Report, India Today.
The Delhi police has invoked the stringent anti-terror UAPA and sedition charges against the miscreants behind the Delhi violence. 6 farmer leaders, and this includes the likes of Rakesh Tiket, Darshan Pal, they have been called for questioning today. The police have so far registered 33 cases. 9 FIRs have been transferred to the crime branch. Additionally, 44 people have been issued lookout notices as well. A special team of the Delhi police has been constituted to probe the Republic Day violence. The Delhi police has appointed encounter specialist ACP Lalit Mohan Negi as the new investigation officer. The special team led by this ACP has been divided into various teams. One team will probe Deep Sidhu, gangster Lakka Sidana and those who unfurled the Sikh flag at Red Fort. Another team will focus on the vandals who are involved in the violence. And then there's a third team that will be probing the case by analysing electronic evidence, while another will examine CCTV footage and collect eyewitness accounts. So Home Minister Amit Shah yesterday met with police jawans and officials who sustained injuries during the violent farmers' protest on Republic Day. They put their lives at risk. They were outnumbered. They were cornered. These are the heroes of Delhi. Armed with nothing but lathis, they tried hard to ward off a violent mob. Home Minister Amit Shah, in a message of solidarity, visited the injured personnel in hospital. A visit that boosted the morale of these policemen.
जब हम अंदर लाल किले में जा रहे थे तो अचानक ये अंदर से भीड़ काफी संख्या में लोग दौड़ते हुए आए और हमें चारों तरफ से लाठी डंडों से हमें मारना शुरू कर दिया।
उन लोगों को वहां से हटाने के प्रयास में उन लोगों ने अचानक उग्र होके मारपीट करना शुरू किया। पथराव, डंडे, लाठी, तलवार, भाले, बहुत चीजें उनके पास इस तरह की थी। इवन उन्होंने ट्रैक्टर भी पुलिस के ऊपर चढ़ाने की बहुत बार प्रयास किया है वहां पे।
The Home Minister, accompanied by the Delhi Police Chief, thanked Delhi's saviors for all they did to stop the Republic Day rampage.
हम शुक्रगुजार हैं गृह मंत्री जी का जो वह यहाँ आए हैं और हमारे पुलिस कर्मियों का हालचाल पूछा, डॉक्टर से बात की और डॉक्टर ने आश्वासन दिया कि जो भी इंजर्ड हैं वो कोशिश करेंगे कि जल्द से जल्द उनका इलाज करा करके और उनको वापस डिस्चार्ज करें हॉस्पिटल से।
For SHO Puran Chand Yadav, the last Republic Day was a memorable one. He was awarded the Gallantry Medal. This year, he's bedridden after suffering multiple sword injuries.
जैसे हम रैंप पर खाली कराया तो नीचे जो जगह थी लाल किले के अंदर वहाँ बहुत सारे लोग थे, वो एग्रेसिव हो गए और लोग हर तरह के हथियार थे उनके पास, तलवारें थी, भाले थे, फरसे थे, तो उन्होंने नीचे हमारे साथियों पर अटैक करना शुरू कर दिया। उसमें हमारे कई साथी इंजर्ड हो गए।
Constable Rekha is in shock. She suffered multiple fractures and grievous internal injuries.
काफी लोग थे जो नशे की हालत में थे और उनके पास काफी हथियार थे, उनके पास रोड्स थी, तलवार थी और पत्थरबाजी भी कर रहे थे। उन्होंने हमारे पुलिसकर्मियों पे काफी अटैक किया है।
It's easy to criticize, easy to point fingers, but put yourself in their shoes. With no protection and lack of personnel, these cops faced the violence firsthand and are left now in bandages, recuperating from the Republic Day nightmare. These heroes stood tall in the face of violence, chaos and provocation. But will those who injured our brave men and women in khaki pay the price? With Shweta Singh, Bureau Report, India Today. 16 opposition parties led by the Congress, and this includes the likes of the NCP, Shiv Sena, the TMC, they've decided to boycott the President's address to the joint sitting of both houses. This comes in solidarity with the protesters who are protesting, the farmers protesting against the new farm laws. The 16 opposition parties say they've jointly taken the decision to boycott the President's address. Opposition parties have also demanded an independent probe into the centre's role in the violence that shook the national capital during the tractor rally on Republic Day. The opposition has also sought a repeal, a rollback of the 3 farm laws and criticised the centre for remaining unresponsive to the demands of the farmers protesting against these reforms.
It would be in the interest of the country that the government should listen to the demand for repeal. The opposition parties left with no option but to register our protest by boycotting jointly tomorrow's President's address to the joint session of both the houses.
हमारी मांग अभी भी है कि ये तीनों कृषि कानून वापस लिया जाए। ये देश के किसानों के डेथ वारंट पे साइन किया गया है, ध्वनि मत से जबरन राज्यसभा में पास किया गया है। सरकार अल्पमत में होने के बावजूद इस बिल को जबरदस्ती पास करती है, तो इसलिए आम आदमी पार्टी को ये स्वीकार नहीं है और हम लोग कल महामहिम राष्ट्रपति के भाषण का बहिष्कार करेंगे, उसमें हम लोग नहीं जाएंगे।
Cheteshwar Pujara was instrumental in handing India a 2-1 series win down under. The right-hander scored a half-century in the fourth innings of the Gaba Test as India registered a stunning win. India's number 3 shared his thoughts on the Day 5 grind at Brisbane and how the lockdown actually helped him in getting better. This is an India Today exclusive.
I don't know how many more blows they will give to your body, and each time your bat became stronger and taller. Describe to me, because we'll not understand this. Each blow, was it sort of making you stronger? Were you ever scared? Did you ever feel like going out? Because we on television, it was like horror. For example, when you started shaking your hand, it was like, what is he going through? Please tell me in detail.
Well, it was painful, without a doubt. It was tough. It wasn't easy, but I felt that there was a job at hand, and I had to make sure that we don't. My game plan was very simple on day 5, that we didn't want to lose any wicket in first session, because if Australia had to win the Test match, they needed some early wicket, and if we, I was very sure if we didn't allow them in that particular session, then we had a very good chance of either drawing that Test match or winning it. And after first session, at the end of first session, I told myself that I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. Though I didn't score too many runs, I got hit on the body many times. That was okay. I thought that to stay on that pitch and not to get out, you had to take some blows on the body, because from one particular end, the bounce was variable. There was a crack, and I got hit most of the times. All the time actually, I got hit from one particular end where the ball was doing a bit more from the crack, or maybe the bounce was not consistent enough. So it was difficult as a batsman to judge the bounce on that pitch. And if you end up trying to get on top of the ball, there was a threat that it could hit my glove, it could hit my top of the bat, and then go to gully, short leg slip, anywhere. So I just wanted to ensure that I don't play such deliveries and try and take it on my body. That was the only option I felt.
Wow. Cheteshwar, let me just take you back a little bit. The country was celebrating the IPL, obviously the riches of the IPL performances and all of that, and you were silently getting yourself trained for Australia. I remember speaking to Bharat when he was in Dubai or somewhere like that, and he told me that you should look at Cheteshwar and you will know how focused this man is, because he's looking lean, fit, committed. Lockdown was hard on everybody. How did you train? Give me a bit of a background. And I also ask you this because I'm currently working on a book on the series. So please tell me a little bit more.
When there was lockdown, I utilized that time really well. It allowed me to work on my fitness, and I lost a lot of fat. I wouldn't call it weight, because anyways, my goal was to lose a lot of fat and then become stronger and gain some muscle mass. So during the lockdown, I was training every single day, and it helped me become fitter, because we played 4 Test matches and there were so many injuries. And to stay fit, I feel that I was expecting this, because Australia, my last 2's experience, I knew that it wouldn't be easy. When you're playing 4 Test matches in big grounds, it's never easy. So you need to keep yourself fit, you need to train enough. And during lockdown, there wasn't anything else to do anyways. I couldn't bat much. So I told myself that I'll work on my fitness, I'll train hard. And there was enough time to do that.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.